you remember when you were a teenager and you would sneak out of the house at night? The only thing you worried about was getting back without being caught. Let's say you're a business owner with a fleet of vehicles. Do you simply rely on a 1-800 number posted on the back to let other drivers tell you how your drivers are behaving on the road? What if there was an easy and affordable way to track your teenagers or your company fleet? Introducing the iTrack GPS Tracker from electroflip.com. The iTrack is a small device that can be placed on a vehicle, object, or person that allows you to track where they are at all times. The iTrack sends a text message to your phone with the coordinates whenever you request an update. Ideal for monitoring vehicles, teenagers, the elderly, luggage, or other valuable assets, this small and easy-to-use GPS device is loaded with features and can be virtually placed anywhere. Once you place a call to the device, it uses precision satellite-based GPS tracking to pinpoint its location within 10 feet. It then sends the information along with time, date, speed at which it's traveling, and battery life to your cell phone in a text message. If you have a smartphone, the URL included in the text message lets you view its location on a map. Unlocked GSM and GPRS quad-band wireless technology makes it usable with virtually any mobile carrier around the world without a contract. We don't tie you into a proprietary monthly contract for service. Simply locate a GSM cellular provider in your area to purchase a prepaid SIM card, or ask us and you're up and ready to go. Pay only for what you use, or not at all when you don't use it. Additionally, it's also compatible with free widely available mapping software such as Google Maps or our free mapping service at iTrack.electroflip.com. You have a choice between receiving manual updates at your request or automatic updates at set intervals. The waterproof case and magnetic mount that is included allows you to place the iTrack virtually anywhere on your car, giving you the option to discreetly mount it. The alert system is one of the most powerful features. The iTrack will tell you when the battery is low. If the device travels outside of the perimeter you set, notifies you if the unit is in motion, and even if the vehicle has been involved in an accident. The included battery gives you up to 144 hours or 6 days in standby mode and only needs 5 hours for a full charge. Or you can hardwire the device into your car's electrical system using the included harness for unlimited power. And it uses such a small amount of your car's battery that you won't even notice a difference. Another handy feature is the SOS Help Me function. This allows a person to press a button on the device to send a distress signal to authorized phones. This is perfect for teens, cyclers, motorcycle riders, hikers, campers, and other adventure seekers. Whether you use the iTrack to track cars, boats, people, pets, luggage, or other valuables, you will rest assured knowing that you can see where they are at all times. Order your iTrack from electroflip.com today for your peace of mind.
What's going on, guys? So Hudway Glass reached out to me and decided to send me out one of their Kickstarter projects. I've never had a Kickstarter project before, so that's pretty cool. And it is a heads-up display for any car. So I'm not sure entirely how it works yet. That will be left to find out. But it comes in a very nicely packaged box. Of course, if you guys do want to purchase this, there will be a link to it down below in the description box. But today we're just going to unbox it and we're going to test it out, see how it works. Now the interesting concept about this is it actually uses your smartphone to work. So in my mind that's a good and a bad thing, because it's good because, you know, it means it can literally work on any car. You don't have to mess with the wiring or anything. But it's bad because it can drain your phone battery. It's also good because it'll keep you off your phone while you're driving. But anyways, let's go ahead and unbox this. Alright. Drive safely. Thank you, Hudway. I will. Alright, so just how to use. So we'll go through this later when we're ready to install it and use it. Looks like we've got our actual product right here. So you've got the piece of glass and then where your phone sits. So looks like the heads-up display is reflected off of this and your phone kind of sits right here, and it comes with a few different mounts or ways that you can stick it on your dashboard or whatever. So very nicely packaged box. So we're going to go ahead and get in the car, try to install this, and then test it out and see how it works at least during the day, and I'd like to test it out at night too, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on it and see if this is worth $50, because heads-up displays are something that don't come in even all new cars, so it's still a very nice feature to have. So I definitely think right off the bat that it will be worth the $50 if you're someone who's into that kind of tech and that stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and install it, and I'll catch up with you guys when we're ready to test it out. So before I install this, I do want to show you guys something that's really nice about this, and it kind of makes it and helps that you can mount it anywhere. This little mounting pad, if you can call it that here, is extremely flexible and malleable, so you can mount it pretty much anywhere that you want. Now normally you might want to mount it, I don't know, maybe right here, but for this video I'm going to mount it probably right here, so that way both me and Josh can see it, and I can kind of get a good camera angle on the heads-up display itself. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it here. I'm going to use duct tape because this is not going to be the permanent spot for this heads-up display. It's just for the sake of the video, because it'll probably give me the best footage. So I'm going to go ahead and put some duct tape on here to mount it, and then we'll get started. So we are currently headed out of the neighborhood. I think initial impression is this is a product that won't work very well during the day. From where I'm sitting, I can see what it says, and it's keeping up with it fairly accurately, and it's giving an accurate speed reading, but it's not clear to see, and I think that's mostly because it's extremely sunny out right now and the sun is glaring right on it. So really the weakness is that the phone just can't be bright enough, and as we start to turn away you can see it a bit better. And I do like the speedometer. The speedometer is extremely accurate actually when comparing to what the car is saying. It's just lagging just very slightly behind, and hopefully this GoPro that I have mounted right here can accurately represent the heads-up display. And I think if we were to do this at night, I think it would work flawlessly, because then you wouldn't have to deal with the glare from the sun. I mean, now honestly it is starting to look a little bit better, but I just think that it's kind of hard to use during the day, or at least when it's very bright out, because you're limited by how bright your phone screen can get. And for the record, I'm using my iPhone 6s here, so just kind of the average run-of-the-mill phone, nothing extremely special, so this is probably a good basis to use for a test like this. The little mounting pad that the phone lays on though, that's very nice. We're going around turns, going over bumps, and the phone's not sliding around at all. But yeah, the display though, it does give you the time, it tells you how fast you're going, the directions are very easy to see. Like if you're looking at it on your phone, it's definitely very nice to look at, and it's no worse than like an Apple Maps or Google Maps. So of course when you do open this up, this app, they do have some apps that you can download, and if you decide to get this product then you would see in the little instructions. So we're using one of their apps for this, and they have a HUD mode, so you can either use it just as like a normal Maps and just kind of have it, I don't know, plugged in wherever and it'll tell you like Google Maps would. Or you could have the heads-up display mode, which is of course what we're using, and that will tell you, or it just turns up the brightness the whole way and it flips the screen in a different orientation, so that way it comes up clearly on here. But I mean, really looking at the maps are very clear, they're very accurate, it does keep up extremely well with where you are actually located, which I'm surprised. I thought it would lag behind more. I thought the speed would be a lot less accurate than it actually is. So is this worth $50? If you are someone who likes tech, or someone who needs directions everywhere they go, I think that this is worth it for you. But for someone like me who knows their way around and who doesn't necessarily want something like this on their dashboard, I don't think you really need it. So with that being said, again, I think at night this is a good product and I think it'll work, but you're kind of limited by how bright your phone's screen can get. It's not really the product that's flawed here, it's really just your phone's screen not being bright enough. So with that, that's going to wrap up my review of this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do want to purchase one of these, a link will be down below in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video.
This is the KeySmart Rugged Titanium Edition Compact Key Holder. It's thicker, stronger, and much more substantial than the previous model. It comes with a removable clip, car key loop, bottle opener, and spacers. Using the spacers, I have been able to fit various keys on my KeySmart. But for this occasion, I wanted to keep it as slim as possible. Once you've organized your keys, you can begin assembling. Now on this occasion, I did spend quite some time trying to position the keys and the screws on the KeySmart. And despite using the recommended expansion pack, this process just wasn't as easy as before. With that said, this is my third KeySmart. Each one better than the last, and once assembled, it's certainly worth it. So if you don't mind the initial setup, this compact key holder could be the solution for you.
All my people, you don't need to cry, 'cause we carried a lot inside, and we win in the end. We win in the end.
So I just got this thing in the mail the other day, and it has these blue lights that go around it that attract the mosquitoes and bugs. And then it has a little fan that very gently just sucks them down into this little cage where it dries them out, and it mostly kills them after a little bit. Let's see how well it works though. I left it running for one night. Let's see how it works. There's some moss in there. There's quite a bit of bugs there. And they're attacking me now. So, it did get a lot of mosquitoes and moths. That was one night.
Hey you guys, Corey here. I appreciate you watching my video. I just ordered the Extra PC and got it in the mail. The Extra PC is like a little USB thumb drive looking thing that you stick in the side of an old slow laptop, and it's supposed to bring it back to life. Okay, so this is that old laptop I was saying is like a glacier, and right here I actually have a video, and I'm gonna double click that video, and when I do, we're going to start a timer on the bottom of your screen so you can see how long it takes. Now, I know how long it takes to open this video, which is why we're actually going to speed the video up a little bit, because I don't want you to have to wait as long as it's going to take. Oh, and there's the video. It's still thinking, actually, a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Now it's playing. Okay. So, took a really long time for that to happen. Okay, so you saw how slow this laptop was. We're going to try the Extra PC. So something that bears mentioning about Extra PC is they decided to use a Linux operating system on it. Now, what is Linux? Well, Windows is an operating system. Linux is an operating system. The cool thing about Linux is that, number one, it almost never crashes. It's super reliable. It's easy to use. It's very fast. And the most important thing is that it's almost impervious to viruses. It just doesn't ever get attacked. As a matter of fact, people with Linux, they don't even use antivirus software. They don't bother. So I've got to put the extra PC into the USB port right there on the side of the computer like that. And now I'm going to push the power button and wait for it to come up to the boot menu. So now it says I need to arrow down here. I'm gonna boot the entire computer off the USB hard drive. All right, so I actually thought I'd be asking you to wait a long time, but I didn't need to, because Windows normally takes like almost 5 minutes to boot up, but this booted up in like less than a minute. So I'm already pretty impressed with how fast that operating system loaded. I've got that same video right here. This is the top of the car video, and I'm going to double click on that right now, and I'll count you in. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, double clicking. Now, all right. Now that I didn't expect. All right, that was fast. That was really fast. And now I'm going to try it on this other computer over here that has no hard drive at all. And let's see what happens over there. Okay, this to me is really impressive. All right, extra PC, it just came up on the screen. I've never seen this before on this computer. This thing is such a dinosaur. It hasn't worked in ages. Look at this. Here's my desktop. No way. It's actually doing the job. My gosh, it took an old dead computer and brought it back to life. It took my computer that was running really slow and it made it run fast. I was able to store things on it. I mean, overall, yeah, it did the job. And I didn't think it would. I really didn't. I had some really big doubts. But extra PC, what do you know? It works.
Welcome to my review of the Drone X Pro miniature drone that I bought the other day. So once again, we are not endorsed or sponsored by any of these companies. The kids just wanted to start a YouTube channel and start posting our adventures and reviews. So just getting into the setup, I guess I'll start with. So the software was super easy to download. Then I found it was harder than what it should have been to get the drone to talk to the controller. I found now in hindsight, even though I used batteries that were on the shelf, that getting a brand new ultra lithium heavy duty batteries worked best in the controller, and then I haven't had any problems since. However, I still do find it hard to get the drone flying in respect to, it seems like the pattern that I need to push is to push the auto takeoff button and then pull back on the elevation lever, and then that will lock the drone in and the drone will beep and I know it's ready to fly. So I find very challenging. The actual drone itself is really easy to fly. I'm no experienced drone pilot. This is my first one. I started flying it inside for the first time and I found it really easy to go super slow, get it to hover, navigate around furniture and lights, use the elevation. So that was super easy. Then I have flown it outside. We live in a bit of a gated estate, I guess, where there are fairly high townhouses around, so it is a little bit sheltered, but it flies super easy outside. I have no problems navigating around trees or play equipment or anything like that. I've used it in 2 open areas now, so down in the kids' school field I've probably had it to about maybe 100 feet high, which I think is pretty exceptional given the size of the drone, and I had it down the beach today as well. What I have found though is in sort of 1 to 3 mile per hour winds, you can really start to see the drone get pushed around by the air, even though you can't feel it on the ground. I don't think it's a bad thing given the size of the drone, but when I was down the beach today, there might have been like a 3 mile per hour wind, and you could really see it. You could really see it affect the performance of the drone. So when it was flying with the wind, it was flying super fast, and then it was slowly making its way back when it was flying against it, or if it was sideways, you could see it get pushed around. The one thing I will say, I'm super disappointed in the battery life. I probably get about 10 minutes flying on 30% power or 30% rotor speed. So with this drone, you can select 30, 60 or 100 rotor speed, and yeah, I can only get probably like 10 minutes. So it takes about 25 minutes to charge up, and then to only get 10 minutes flying time, it's a little disappointing. And then when a kid wants to use it after I've been flying, you know, it doesn't really work that well. So the one thing I would say is if it came with 2 batteries, or if they somehow increase the cell capacity so that you got maybe say 15 minutes of flight time, that would be super beneficial in like my books. So the overall rating, I would probably give this drone, say, a 3 out of 5. There are some options that don't work, or I believe that they don't work. I don't think it's not that I haven't found them yet. I have had it flying for like 2-3 days now. The follow me button, I can't see anything on the drone or the drone remote control or in the instructions where it says that, and that was one of the major buying features for me. Also, the 360-degree roll button, emergency landing, doesn't work either. So I didn't buy this as a stun drone. I bought it more for the video capacity. Also, it was disappointing that when I was buying it online, it came up with an upgraded camera function of like 1080 HD camera, where when I noticed that when I was unboxing the drone, it only comes up with a 420 or 720. So they charged me like $25-$30 more for something that they didn't supply. So I'm super disappointed about that. However, in saying that, the overall operation of the drone is great. So for a first-time pilot like myself, and I've given it to Cole's pretty maneuverable with it. I will say though that the rotor bumpers that it comes with are absolutely useless as well. Like, they barely clip onto the rotor housing very well. They survived one crash. One super beneficial thing though is that the rotor blades are actually quite sturdy and quite hardy. When we were flying it outside just before, Cole crashed it twice into a tree and totally survived. It was no problems. He just climbed up the tree, got it down. We started the drone back up and started flying like normal. So yeah, it's been a bit of ups and downs with it. For the value for money, I would still probably keep it at a 3 out of 5. I'm going to see how this drone goes. I might even try to invest in another battery or see what I can do to get a longer life out of. I think eventually I would get another drone, and maybe Cole will have this one. But look, if you've got the spare 200 to 250 Canadian dollars, which it cost me, I definitely would get one. I would shop around though. I've started to see that these particular drones are being sold from different third-party sellers on like Facebook and online. So try to get the best deal that you can. But if you kept that 2 to 250 mark sort of as your baseline, I think that you can't go wrong. So hopefully you guys have found this beneficial. Once again, we aren't sponsored by any of these companies. So yeah, if there's anything that I haven't covered, please add a comment or ask a question. I'll answer it as honestly as I can. If not, just hit the like button so that we know the stuff that you guys like that we're reviewing, and hopefully I'll see you next time on the next review. Thanks guys, look after yourselves.
Introducing Fixed, the most advanced way to understand your car. Everyone fears the dreaded check engine light. That's because this light can range from over 8,000 different issues, from a loose gas cap to faulty airbags.
And with those fears comes the issue of another huge cost.
But now, there's Fixed. This little sensor uses the same technology utilized by your mechanic and sends that information directly to your phone. It's a hub for all your car needs. It takes the mystery out of the check engine light and gives you the understanding of the mechanic. You can quickly identify the severity of your problem, the consequences of driving on that problem, and resources to help. Even if you're not scanning,
Fixed can give you a second opinion through our certified mechanics.
Yeah, so the mechanic said it'd be around a $900 fix. What do you think? $150? Really? Huh. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Fixed can actively scan to find maintenance alerts. We give you a maintenance timeline that lets you know how much you should expect to pay for each fix. And the sensors can also be linked together to give you a comprehensive view of your family's vehicles, making sure your family is safe wherever they are. Worried your vehicle's too old? Don't. Fixed works with any car made after 1996. It takes seconds to set up, and it gets to work immediately. Fixed helps you save money and speaks car, so you don't have to. Get confident and get back on the road. Fixed. Empower your drive. Find it at fixedapp.com.